Hi, our lesson now is about the measures of dispersion. The measures of dispersion represent the spread of data. The first measure of dispersion that we must know is the range. The range is simply equal to the maximum value within the data minus the minimum value. The second value that we have to know as a measure of dispersion is the interquartile range. The interquartile range, and I can call it IQR. This is equal to Q3 minus Q1. The third value we have to know that represents a measure of dispersion is the standard deviation. The standard deviation it represents the spread of the data away from the mean. So represents the spread of data away from the mean. The symbol that represents the standard deviation is sigma. Sigma. The fourth measure we have to know is the variance. The variance is simply equal to the standard deviation squared. So the variance is simply equal to sigma squared. Now, let's have an example. For the following data, find the range, IQR, standard deviation, and the variance. Let's start by finding out the range. So part 1, I want to find the range. Simply equal to the maximum value minus the minimum value. This is equal to the maximum value is 10 and the minimum value in our case is 1. So it's 10 minus 1, which is equal to 9. The second measure that I want to find is the IQR, which is simply equal to Q3 minus Q1. And now I will use my graphical display calculator to find out Q3 and Q1. I go to Statistics and exit in here. I have to fill in the list. First, I have to delete everything. Delete all. And here I have to delete all. Now I have to fill list 1 with my data. So it's 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, then 8, 6, 5, 1, 4, 5, 5, and 6. And then I go to calc. I make sure that I'm not adding the frequency list. There is no frequency list, so it's 1. I go back and I go to 1 var. Here, I can find that Q1 is equal to 4.5 and Q3 is equal to 8. So this is 8 minus 4.5 giving me 3.5. This is the interquartile range. The third thing I have to find is the standard deviation. This is equal to, I have it on my graphical display calculator. This is sigma of x. It's equal to 2.49. So this is equal to 2.49. And the last thing I want to find is the variance, which is sigma squared. This is equal to 2.49, all of it, squared. I go to run matrix. And I have 2.49, all of it squared. And this gives me 6.20 to 3 significant figures. By this, I found the range, the interquartile range, the standard deviation, and the variance, which is sigma squared.